Hi, I'm Jim Phelps, a psychiatrist with 30 years of experience treating people with complex mood problems. Previous videos in this playlist showed the almost complete overlap of mixed states with other common diagnoses. In this one, we'll look at how to cope with that diagnostic uncertainty that goes with this overlap. To review, here's that overlap. In this case for PTSD, but it's the same problem for depression with anxiety or depression with ADHD or borderline. They all overlap like this or almost as much. So if your diagnosis leads to a treatment that works well, great, you can stop this video right here. But if your treatment is not working well, or if you're just getting ready to start one, being uncertain of your diagnosis is not a bad thing. It's not ignorance. In many cases, it's smart. So here are 3 ways to manage uncertainty associated with this diagnostic overlap. We'll take them one at a time, starting with the non-manic bipolar markers. Having these markers doesn't mean you have bipolar disorder, it just means that your depression might have some bipolarity in it. And if you have enough bipolarity, antidepressants can make you worse. And the treatments that we use for bipolar disorder could make you better. There are 4 non-manic bipolar markers. The first is family history. A close relative with a serious mental illness, that counts. Or a really close relative like a parent or brother or sister with a bipolar diagnosis, that counts even more. Next, age of onset. When was your first episode of depression? If it was before age 25, that increases the chances of bipolarity, more so if it was in your teens or early 20s. Next, there's course of symptoms over time. Having 3 or more episodes of serious depression, especially if they kind of stopped on their own, or depression within a year of giving birth, these are markers of bipolarity. Again, they don't mean you have bipolar disorder. A bumpy course or postpartum onset just increases the chance that you don't have a plain or pure depression. The last marker is having a really weird reaction to an antidepressant, like extreme anxiety or getting really irritable, anything that made you go, whoa, and think about stopping it, or an antidepressant that didn't work at all. The more of these 4 markers you have, and the more certain they are, the more likely it is that you have some bipolarity in your depression, maybe in addition to PTSD or ADHD or anxiety or borderline. So start by looking at the facts. A second way to handle diagnostic uncertainty is simply to learn more about bipolarity. You can help your provider work toward a diagnosis by knowing what they're looking for or not looking hard enough for, which is actually more common. Here's one place to learn more about bipolarity. This is my depressioneducation.org website. Under Diagnosis, pull down to Mood Swings Without Mania and read this page, and then explore the site from there. A third thing that you can do if it's not clear whether you have PTSD or ADHD or generalized anxiety or a mixed state is to simply look at the treatments for each and compare their risks. For depression alone, the blue treatments are standard, and for obvious bipolar depression, the red treatments are a place to start. So in the middle, where we don't really have research to guide us, either blue or red treatments could be used. To really make this comparison, you need to know quite a bit about these treatments. So that's where we'll go in the last video in this playlist. I hope that one or more of these 3 methods might help you better understand your depression symptoms and how to improve them. Thanks for watching.